I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm.
Good morning. Well, go ahead. I was dancing for those of you who are in the live stream. There she is. Let's all do that together. All right. Well, welcome to all of you. please join us. My name is Jody Davidson, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Woohoo! And I said that, and everybody looked up. So that's the way to go. For those of you who are with us on Facebook, we'd appreciate if you might want to share the live stream with your friends and loved ones so we can share in the energy of the spirit that is within and without. I'll pause for you to do so now. And if you're here in the room, you can share on the live stream too. All right, thank you so much. As we engage with one another during our Sunday celebration and beyond, the invitation is to illuminate the truth that we all belong to each other. Let me say that again. Illuminate the truth that we all belong to each other. Let's advance diversity, equity, and inclusion by showing up as allies, advocating for one another, and honoring diversity in all the forms that make us unique individuals: ability status, age, ethnicity, sexual orientation, and gender identity. I put those together so we can celebrate Pride Month. And also national origin, our physical characteristics, race, religion, the list goes on. And isn't it true that these are our gifts? Come on, Io, come on up and dance again. Io's volunteer to bring charisma into the space. At Columbia CSL, our vision is to contribute to a world that works for everyone. We are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. That takes a beginner's mind at times, and that's something that we can be in together. We have a saying here at Columbia CSL that singing or listening to music is what? Like praying twice. Awesome. So we begin each service with a song, and this week we have a phenomenal song that we are going to join in singing with one another. Holy, Holy Way by Ricky Byers. And you're going to find those lyrics on the screen. So let us engage, folks. Yes. You can get up if you want. Come on.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
And let me care for those around the world.
Let me care for those around the world.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
Oh, let my steps reveal a path of peace.
My steps, reveal a path of peace.
Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder.
Let me talk each day a little.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
My cup is filled up. I almost want to cry. The fact that we were able to engage in spiritual practice in that powerful way. And doesn't that set us up? When we move our body, we move our heart. We move our mind, we move our soul. And this is the time for us to now set an intention for today, for the here and now, and for the week ahead. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to sink into that feeling that we have harnessed with one another here and virtually on the live stream. What is that intention that you are feeling right now in this moment? Hold on to that and be open to receiving Spirit's guidance throughout this moment and our time together. What is that intention? And if you're on the live stream, please feel free to jot that down in the chat so we can be present with you. Okay. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our guest musician, our very own soulful singer and songwriter, Felicia Taylor. Please help me welcome Felicia.
Good morning, everybody. This song is one of the songs I've actually just wrote recently. It's called Forgiveness. God, please shine your light on me. Open my eyes so I can see your love that is all over me, above me, below me, around me, around me. Your love grants me forgiveness. I release, I let go. Your love grants me forgiveness. I've been set free. I breathe and I let go. Whether sun, whether rain, I'll keep dancing in your grace. Endlessly flowing through days, no looking back. I am brave. I can feel your love all over me, above me, below me, around me, around me. Your love grants me forgiveness. I release, I let go. Your love grants me forgiveness. I've been set free. I breathe and I let go.
Wow, Felicia. You know, I'm wondering if any of us have forgiveness or letting go as one of our intentions for our time, and that can open us up to that possibility. Thank you so much. And so now we're going to hear from Io, my fellow dancer, who's going to give us perspective on what's called the global connection. Io, come on up.
So good morning, everybody. I am so grateful to have this opportunity to share with you what's in my heart and what I think about all the time. And I thought I would start today by just reminding us what Centers for Spiritual Living's global perspective is, the global vision. There's one particular part I want to share, and I hope to be able to expand your thinking around it. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. Consciousness and action. I tell you, it's powerful. I'm a thinker. Some of you may be thinkers as well. And I can tire myself out thinking about forgiveness, thinking about how I can love differently, thinking about how I can open myself up. but it's the call to action that makes the difference, right? And that call to action, sometimes we think of treat and move your feet. That's to remind us. So what does that really mean? What does it really mean? It means step out, encourage, step out and love. Just step out. Because I guarantee if you take the first step, you'll be met. Because the very things I have found is when I'm thinking of forgiveness, so many others are. What is really funny is they're trying to figure out how to forgive me. Like I'm thinking about, oh, I need to forgive them. They're thinking about forgiving me. And at first I was like, well, what's wrong with me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I am spirit expressing just as all of us are. So I thought I would just share with you some of the many references. I have, I'm proud to say at least 500 books in my house right now that I use at various times. And this, You Are Enough, our own Dr. Nadine reminded me of this book. It was written by someone in the religious science movement. And one of the things that's written in here is, you are enough because you exist. And it's that simple. And it is out of your enoughness that you can get a new job, experience love and success, and build a financial portfolio that satisfies you. Enoughness is the tool. So if each of us in this room has it, guess what? Every being, human, non-human, has it. That's what I love about this. That is our connection. Our connection is from the inside out. I don't know, does anybody know Cheryl Richardson? Yeah, so she's written something. Cheryl Richardson, she's a New Thought. I think she's a minister maybe, and a budding politician. And she's written a number of books that relate to anxiety and managing our thoughts. She says, now more than ever, most of us realize that we are each a part of a global community. Each one of us has a responsibility to stay conscious of this global connection so that we may honor the dignity of all. She writes human beings, but I'll say beings. Who am I to judge? Who am I to put a title? I'm just a she, her, sometimes that one. Just depends on who it is. So our global connection, again, starts from the inside, goes to the outside. But let's sort of bring it home. Treat and move your feet, taking action. So I have a little call to action, just like most of the other things in my talk. It's not my original work, but it's from the One Mind. So some of you get the magazine or participate in Carol's fabulously facilitated review and discussion. But there is a new article, and it is called CSL Global Perspectives. And in this article, in the month of May, what's important is that Reverend Trish says to us, is your heart calling you to some far-off place, tugging at you to launch a new expression of science of mind? Are you interested in this? Are you interested in what's going on outside of North America? Here are ways you can help. Ways that you can help is, number one, know that there is life outside of North America, okay? We meet people that don't know that. Number two, know that there is the science of mind and new thought being taught and practiced the same way that we teach and practice outside of North America. As a matter of fact, there are 2 international conferences happening this summer, and because of the wonderful opportunity that COVID has brought, you can participate virtually. One is in Chapala, Mexico, and the other is in Geneva, Switzerland. So I'm not going to give you all the details. You've got to move your own feet. So go to the csl.org website and find out about these things. Open yourself up to a bigger world than the world that is within your eyesight, your hearing, your thinking. The world is a beautiful place with beautiful beings. Just like I want love, they want love. Just like you want peace, they want peace. And that's all that there is to our connection. There's one other challenge. I said I was going to leave you with two. The second is there is a new hashtag We Are CSL. And they are asking for communities all over the world to upload pictures. So maybe some of the pictures that Mary Jane is always taking, or pictures that anybody has, you can upload them. Doesn't have to be from a community, can be from an individual. So let's step out and let's show them that we recognize that Columbia CSL is part of the heart and not the center of the world. Thank you for your time.
I want to thank Io for your service. Io, I have to just acknowledge that Io has served in the capacity of a practitioner for me personally, and always brings this pragmatic sense of bringing me from the ethereal to what is most real in this particular moment. And between Io and all of the practitioners, we value and celebrate and honor what it is you bring to this community. And I want to just thank you as we consider what this means from a global treat and move your feet perspective. Yeah. So now we're going to consciously engage in spiritual practice together, as though we haven't already been doing that, right? You're invited to continue settling in, to center yourself in this moment and find that sacred place within where spirit is all there is. We have a contemplative reading by Dr. Lisa Gordon, and then we're going to hear again from Io McClenny for affirmative prayer and guided meditation.
Whataboutism by Dr. David Alt from the Daily Guide Science of Mind, June 2022. Love thy neighbor as thyself, because you are your neighbor. From Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. This presence manifests itself in and through all forms, all people, all conditions. By Ernest Holmes, in This Thing Called You, page 114. In Joel Goldsmith's book, Practicing the Presence, is what some might call old school, hardcore absolutism. Goldsmith writes on the phrase, bearing false witness. Nothing can seem more challenging than interpersonal relationships. The clarion call to love everyone can feel like a personal attack on our long-standing justification about the faulty components of certain people, institutions, and events, especially when asked to see it all as holy. Goldsmith writes that anything of which we can become aware is a neighbor, whether it appears as a person, place, or thing. Every idea in consciousness is a neighbor. To bear false witness is to see any of the above as less than an expression of God. Goldsmith writes, quote, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor," has a much broader connotation than merely spreading rumors or indulging in gossip about our neighbor. We are not to hold our neighbor in humanhood, end quote. We are to see all as divine emanations of the One. Right about now is when our whataboutism rises to debate such a principle. What about this person? Surely not. To soften the rigidity of my own whataboutism, I place images of those I feel negatively toward on my altar. Adjacent to images of my holy connections are photos of politicians, personalities, even symbols of memories that cause me to place sanctions around my heart. Each day I practice warmly greeting them as Each day I practice warmly greeting them as I would Jesus, Buddha, Ramana Maharshi, and other saintly beings. To not bear false witness and to love my neighbor as myself is mastery level practice in spiritually identifying all life as God. Blessed are the eyes that see things as Spirit sees. Please join me in this affirmation. Today I seek to see my neighbor as worthy of my love. And so it is. Namaste.
Repeat after me. My neighbors are worthy of my love. Yeah. So let's take 3 breaths together, and you can keep your eyes open or close them however you feel comfortable. Know that you're safe. So breathe in. Just feel the beauty of it as you breathe out. Know the power of connection as we breathe in for the second breath. We do this in unison to demonstrate our oneness. We breathe out. And we breathe in. And we hold. And we hold. And we release. And then we find our own natural breath and ground ourselves in our body. Relax your neck. Lengthen your back. Feel the ground beneath your feet, or if you're sitting on the ground, your tush. Bring into your mind's eye you just sitting on a bench. You have your favorite drink in your hand. In front of you is your favorite snack. Notice how you feel. Do you feel safe? Do you feel peace? Now you blink and suddenly you're surrounded by beings who you don't know. You might even find yourself in the famous Star Wars bar with beings of different colors and different body compositions. Notice how you're feeling. Look at them. Maybe they're looking at you, maybe they're not, but you look at them. And repeat after me. My neighbor is worthy of my love. Notice how you're feeling. Now, in case it's not there, bring back that feeling of safety and peace. Notice how you're feeling. Look at these beings and feel safety and peace. Just breathe. Breathe. My neighbors are worthy of my love. Now I'm going to invite you to come back into this physical space and notice how you're feeling. And I ask you, accept this feeling. Bless it and know it as your starting point. Know that it's perfect and right. And know that you have the power to create the feeling, whatever feeling is in your heart. My neighbors are worthy of my love. Join me in this affirming prayer. There is one energy, one source, one power. So many names. Life, love. No matter the name, the energy, the power resides in each of its creations. All beings are of this great energy. I am, you are, we are, they are one. I are, you are, they are, we are one. We are the power to love. We are the power to live. We are the power to be. All perfect, all right. And in gratitude, we breathe. We are enough. We are enough. So I release these nothing words and command the feelings to stay. And welcome you to bring in to this sacred space your voice that seals the deal for the human being. And so it is. And so it is.
I'm just so moved by what was shared. Loving nourishment by both Dr. Lisa in the reading and then with that meditation and prayer. And if you want more sacred spiritual connection, I mentioned our practitioners and our minister, Dr. Nadine Rogers, are eager to know the truth with you and support you in living from this place. You can feel free to email your request for prayer or counseling to, you see the website, the email on the screen, prayer@columbiacsl.com. And we'll hold your truth in prayer throughout the week. And now I'm delighted to once again introduce Felicia Taylor to give us more of her blessings from the soul.
This is another song of mine called Open Arms. The water falls on my face. Every single drop is a sign of the grace all around me. I am filled with all the love that is. I know I'm one, the only one. And I see through you as you see through me now. And I open my arms to you. I open my arms to you. I open my arms to you. All the prayers will get me through. As I open my arms to you, I let go to flow and trust what is. God, you're the one power that can truly exist. Where I'm standing, in these words I sing through you. I know I'm one with the only one, and I see through you as you see through me now. I open my arms to you. I open my arms to you. open my arms to you. All my prayers will get me through. As I open my arms to you, if you had hands, I'd feel them on my heart. Feel the wind like a blanket on my soul. And every whisper will be a reminder that you're always here with me. As I open my arms to you, open my arms to you. I've opened up my heart to you. As I open my arms to you, I open my arms to you. I've opened my arms to you. I've opened my arms to you. Oh, my prayers, oh, my prayers, oh, my prayers. As I open my arms to you, as I open my arms to you, all my prayers have gotten me through, because I open my arms to you.
For those of you on live streaming, you might have seen that Felicia got a standing ovation for good reason. Thank you so much, Felicia. Awesome. All right. So now we have a celebrity amongst us, somebody that we get to see on a periodic basis. Reverend Jim Webb, will you come up to the front to share your talk that's continuing our month's theme, Building a Consciousness of Sacred Service? And I can't wait to hear, the title of the talk is Being Heaven's Hands. How beautiful is that? Come on up.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's breathe for a moment. Oh, Lord, please let me have this sermon. Don't let it be on my computer stand at home. Oh. Yes, you get a comedy show with me. Okay. All righty, let's just breathe and let's just give thanks to the universe of which we are a part. Let's give thanks to the infinite wisdom, the divine source, the divine spark that ignites each and every one of us and is us. Let us give thanks for this opportunity to once again remember and recognize ourselves as part of the great source and the great force. That force and that source lives within us and expresses as us. And as we come together, we celebrate that source and that force and its power and its grace and its glory to recreate what has been miscreated in error. So let's breathe that in. And the good news is that as we come together with the specific intention to recreate in truth what has been miscreated in error, to release the error that covers the truth so that we can outpicture only the good that God intends. As we come together to celebrate this, we have a lot of help. We have the help of the divine that we unleash in acknowledgement. We have the help of the divine that is always around us. We have the help of the divine that is within us. We have the help of the grand plan. And that's what I want to talk about today. God has a plan, and we are all a part of that plan. That plan is for the salvation and the liberation of the world. That plan begins with each and every one of us as we are liberated from the limiting thoughts that we have had about ourselves that have created limiting experiences that are not the will of God. That plan is for us to remember and recognize the glory of God within us and see that glory of God all around us in our neighbors. As the masks they wear fall away, and as the masks we wear fall away, as the wounds that have covered the heart fall away, as the light of God permeates and opens our hearts anew. That is the plan, and you are all a part of it. And that is my church, because something probably has happened. And so I'm going to turn it off.
Wondering what it is.
Oh no, my mind is clear. They're grown. All right. We are part of God's great and grand and glorious plan. And to paraphrase the words of Marianne Williamson, made worldwide famous by Nelson Mandela, we were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So you liberate yourself and you give others permission to be liberated. And this is a part of God's plan and your role in it. And that's what I want to talk about today. Being heaven's hands. Heaven, that energy, that state of being, that state of consciousness, synonymous with the consciousness of the One, synonymous with the consciousness of God. It is a consciousness, it is an energy, it is a flow, and it is a flow of which you are a part, and it is a flow that lives within you. And as you connect the flow that is the divine deposit of God within you as your light, as you connect that with the infinite flow of light, and when those two are in agreement, you are a channel for light. You are a channel for healing. You are a channel for love. You are a channel for grace. And God needs you as a conduit that its light might be revealed on the earth. For as you reveal the light of God that is the intrinsic essence of you, that light is revealed on the earth that others might see and remember and recognize themselves as an aspect of that light. Amen?
Amen.
So you are heaven's hands, whether you know it or not. But when you embrace that divine assignment, you can be heaven's hands more easily, more effortlessly, more joyfully, and more effectively. And that is your function, and that is your role as the beloved of God. Why you? Why you say? Why me? Why me? They have Joel Osteen. They don't need me. They have Iyanla Vanzant. They don't need me. No. If God needed another Joel Osteen or another Iyanla Vanzant, God would have cloned them. God needs you, just as you are. You are here for this purpose too. It's not just some of us, it's all of us. And God needs you just as you are. Your background, your experiences, and your light, for your light amplifies the great light. What everyone needs is the blessed assurance of knowing that they are in the presence of unconditional love. For that blessed assurance liberates them. And when you stand and in that presence, and when you practice that presence, you illuminate that presence, and they are reminded of that presence. I think I've made that point, so I don't need to belabor it anymore, but I just want to use a couple of references here. A Course in Miracles, lesson 154 says, I am among the ministers of God. And that is not just some, that is all.
Say that again.
A Course in Miracles, lesson 154 says, I am among the ministers of God. And this is what they say about it, if I can read without my readers. Whatever your appointed role may be, it was selected by the voice for God, whose function is to speak for you as well. Seeing your strengths exactly as they are, and equally aware of where they can be best applied, for what, to whom, and when. He chooses and accepts your part for you. You have been divinely chosen for your specific task as part of the heart of God. And if you need our Father Ernest Holmes to confirm that, Ernest Holmes said this: no one ever whispered anything in my ear that wasn't available to any other person. Anything anyone has done, anyone can do. Now, if you need Jesus as a reference for this, Jesus said, these things I do, ye shall do greater things. So it doesn't take a special wizard to be heaven's hands. It takes you. You and you and you. Amen? Anybody with me?
Amen.
All right. And let me tell you how this works in the real world. I was young once. I was cute once. And I had hair.
He's still cute.
Like Meatloaf said, 1 out of 3 ain't bad. And I had a friend named Julie. We were in graduate school together in New York. And we used to go out to the clubs. And Julie liked the men. Julie liked the men with a capital L. And we were in graduate school at this kind of prestigious school, and we were going to be captains of the universe and work on Wall Street and all that stuff. And so Julie had planned for her life, but Julie liked the men. A couple times Julie liked the men a little much. And as a dear friend, I had to accompany her to make a very challenging decision. And she was racked with conflict and guilt about this. And it really ate away at her. I could see it and sense it and feel it eating away at her. And it was one of the things that actually God used to cause her to delve into spirituality, into healing, and into the energy that would heal a broken heart. And as Julie evolved, her ministry evolved. She became a counselor, and she counseled others who had to make life decisions that would change their lives, that were fraught with conflict. And that was God using her. So even that experience that she had was an experience that God ultimately used to bring comfort and peace and grace and others who had to walk the same path. So the point of all of that is that God uses everything. So therefore we need judge nothing. Amen? God uses everything for its divine purpose, and you are part of God's plan. There are no sinners who are apart from God's plan. There are only each and every one of us doing the best we can in any and every way, every day. And God is using even our stumbles to illuminate how we get up and show up as the light that God created. Amen. So how can we be heaven's hands? How can we be heaven's hands? And I asked Spirit about this, and I got 3 points. Number 1, think with God's thoughts. Number 2, see with God's eyes. And number 3, speak God's truths. So I'm going to repeat them because in my church, we have quite a few scribes. They like to write everything down, which is so cool. So number 1, think with God's thoughts. Number 2, see with God's eyes. And number 3, speak God's truth. What do I mean when I say think with God's thoughts? Sit with God and practice the presence of the omnipresent love, the omnipresent spirit, the omnipresent grace, the omnipresent power, the one thought, the one mind. When you sit with the oneness and you sit in the oneness, and as Ernest Holmes said, there is no spot where God is not. As you sit with God and experience your oneness, you open automatically to the divine thought, to the divine idea, to the divine truth. And you not only open to it intellectually, you open to it energetically, for each and every of your energy centers is healed, transformed, and open to the light and the truth of God. Your thoughts fall away. Oh, I got to pick up my dry cleaning. Your thoughts fall away. Oh, she got on my nerves last night. Your thoughts fall away. Oh, what am I going to do tomorrow? I didn't pick up my dry cleaning. I don't have a dress to wear. Your thoughts fall away. And only the thoughts of God remain. And that's what sitting in and practicing the presence does. It helps you to put on God's mind. My dear friend who passed away, Jim Marion, had a book called Putting on the Mind of God. And in A Course in Miracles, there's a lesson. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind gets diarrhea and passes all my human thoughts away and holds only the thoughts I think with God. I didn't say that. Spirit said, it's getting too heavy in here. We got to lighten it up. My mind holds only what I think with God. Think God's thoughts. For as you continually practice the presence of God, all your thoughts will become drowned out. All your thoughts will become dissolved. All your thoughts become inconsequential because the thoughts of God will dominate your mind. And when you think the thoughts of God, you see with the vision of God. And there's a correlation between these two, because what you think is what you see. What you think is what you see. What you think is what you see. If you want to see a different world, think a different world. If you want to see a different experience, think a different experience. If you don't want to see a different outcome, think a different outcome. And let me tell you how this works in the real world. When you think with the thoughts of God, you will see with the vision of God. And I have a friend, Christina, right? And so Christina had this old ratty bathrobe. And with this old ratty bathrobe, she, we were doing a lesson in the Course in Miracles that everything was a tool that God used. And she was like, what about my old ratty bathrobe? What about my old ratty bathrobe? What about my old ratty bathrobe? It doesn't mean anything except that I put it on when I go to the bathroom to brush my teeth in the morning. It's just an old ratty bathrobe. It doesn't mean anything. Until Christina had a fire in her kitchen downstairs and needed to tie that old ratty bathrobe to the post of her bed to get out the window. In that moment, she thought the thought of God, and she saw what that bathrobe was for, because she couldn't figure out why she was still keeping that old ratty bathrobe. God had a plan for that old ratty bathrobe. God had a plan for that old ratty bathrobe as a confirmation of God's support for her. And so when she thought of it differently, she saw it differently. She no longer saw it as the old ratty bathrobe. She saw it as the thing that was going to get her out of her house when her kitchen was on fire downstairs and there was smoke coming up her bed, coming up her stairwell. Amen? Amen. So when you think differently about any and everything, you will see it differently. When you think differently about your neighbor as the beloved of God, you will not see the conflicts, the hassles, their dog pooping on your lawn. You will see them as the beloved of God. This is a heavy talk. We got to lighten it up. So when we see with God's eyes, you will only see the grace and the glory of God in everything, the one power, the one presence that exists in everything. You will see past the appearances and the judgments of your mind. For remember, you don't have your thoughts. You only have God's thoughts. You will not see the stumbles. You will see the purpose. You will not see the falling down. You will see the getting up. You will not see the smallness that we play. You will see the role that God has for us ultimately, each and every one of us. And when we think with God's thoughts and we see with God's eyes, you become heaven's hands, for you become the instrument that God uses for God's purpose. And you can speak God's truth. And this doesn't take anybody. Years ago, I had a realtor. And let me tell you how this works in the real world. And there will not be poop involved with this, I promise you. Let me tell you how this works in the real world. Back in the day, I was deciding between two investment properties. And in Little Falls, New Jersey. And this realtor, she listened to me. Somebody listened to me. She listened to me, right? And she kept hearing me debate these two properties. Which of these two properties? Which of these two properties? And she said, well, Jim, you're a grown man. I can't tell you what to do. Just like God says, you're grown. I can't tell you what to do. I can't make decisions for you. You have to make the decision. She wouldn't make the decision for me. And so we were sitting down with the two contracts, and it was time to sign because she had to go to dinner with her boyfriend. And she said, and suddenly she got this funny look in her eye. And she said, well, this property, but this property, and 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 I said, oh, I guess I'm going to go with this property. And she looked at me and she said, I don't know where that came from, but I know where it came from. It came from God. Amen. She was speaking God's truth. She was a realtor. She wasn't a minister. She was a realtor. She wasn't a shaman. She was a realtor. She wasn't a spiritual person. But guess what? She was heaven's hands. And the point of all of that is that we are all heaven's hands. You are heaven's hands. You are important to God's purpose. God needs you to fulfill its purpose of causing us all to remember and recognize ourselves as divine, to remember and recognize our neighbors as divine, to remember and recognize our world in a different way so that we can see the world we want it to be, so we can see a world of love, so we can see a world of peace, so we can see a world of harmony, so we can see a world of grace. God needs you to create that because God is an energy without the hands, and you are an energy that possesses the hands. So the point of all of this is that we are all heaven's hands. And as the Sufi poet Rumi always says, all you have to do is show up as love and God will do the rest through you. All you have to do is show up as peace and you bring peace into the place. All you have to do is show up as the blessed assurance that God is present and God's presence will work in whatever situation you find yourself. Wherever you are, Rumi said, whatever you do, be love. All you have to do is show up and God will speak through you. Just like that realtor. All you have to show up and God, as you sit and practice the presence, will have opened your heart that you might open all other hearts. All you have to do is show up and ask God, what is the thought you would have me think? What is the word you would have me say? And God will speak through you and touch the hearts of those who do not know God and do not remember what you remember as one with God. You are heaven's hands, and that is your divine service. And that's what I want to share with you today. Thank you so much.
Look, another standing ovation, it seems. Wow. Are we on fire today or what? And I think I got that in there properly. I am just so inspired. I'm still kind of stuck on the word recognize, which is about our cognizance and our energy that we can carry forward because we are heaven's hands. That's just amazing. Amazing. All right. Where are we? I think I know where we are. I think what is happening now is that Felicia is coming back up to sing us into our cognizance and our recognizance as well. Let's see if that works.
All right. Yeah. I almost forgot the beginning of my song because that whole talk had me so, whew. I was like, wait a minute, what are the words again? All right. Thank you so much, Reverend Jim. All right, this is a new song, again, that I just recently wrote called God Within.
I walk for miles to get out of the shadows, following, listening to a voice that speaks within. And I know it's bigger and better than anything I know. I can feel it in my soul. I like to call it God within. It lifts me up, won't let me down, no matter what is happening all around. I've got the God within, guiding me to be the peace that we all really need in this world. Yeah. I once was lost, and now I'm found. I had to figure out how to get it out, so I sat down and began to pray. Yeah. I sat and listened, and that's when it happened. That my life started changing from that day. I like to call it God within. It lifts me up, won't let me down, no matter what is happening all around. I've got the God within, guiding me to be the peace that we all really need in this world. I know there is nothing that I can do through you. Feeling is believing when it comes to you. I like to call it God within. It lifts me up, won't let me down, no matter what is happening all around. I've got the God within, guiding me to be the peace that we all really need in this world. You know it's God within. It lifts me up, won't let me down, no matter what is happening all around. We've got the God within, guiding me to be the peace that we all really need in this world.
Thank you so much, Felicia, for sharing your gifts over and over in this sacred service. You can feel free to check out Felicia's collective of songs, and she just keeps coming up with more and more music for us. You can find her on her website, FeliciaTaylorMusic.com, and anywhere where there's live streaming as well. And so now it's time for our conscious giving, an opportunity to participate in the law of circulation. I invite our ushers to come forward. And we have these baskets where we can have conscious receiving and giving, starting with the receiving. What we have are blessings of joy in the baskets. You can please feel free to let your divine inner wisdom allow you to choose an affirmation that calls your name. And virtual viewers, you can take a look at what's coming up on the screen. There will be some affirmations for you to select from as well, or you can come up with something from your higher self. And we can keep these affirmations in our minds and in our hearts and our intentions, remembering that you're loved throughout the week. The code to text, we're going to come up with that in a moment. It will be on the screen, I believe, as well.
You get one too.
Oh my goodness. Can I share mine? Enjoy the journey, enjoy every moment, and quit worrying about winning and losing. That one I'm keeping. All right. So now, thank you. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to invoke feelings of gratitude through thoughts of infinite possibility. This is part of our law of circulation, is clearly the giving backness. How do you like that? The backness of the law of circulation. Allow yourself to fill your heart from that space. And let's speak our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies. Oops, I screwed up. I counted on all of you for that. I jumped ahead. See? All right. And this is what's really important, is to know that we don't have to be perfect. We just need to make progress in our practice. How's that? And so ushers, if you can pass along the offertory baskets. And on the screen, I think we may have the text. Okay. We're going to play the song. Wonderful. We gratefully receive your gifts and tithes. Your support means that we can remain a vital and thriving center, contributing to a world that works for everyone. Thank you. Now, the text for tithing, if we can have that number at some point, we will find it and provide it. Wonderful. And we have a variety of ways to connect and engage in community. Let me share a couple of those. And I'm seeing some new faces, and I want to welcome those that are joining us in this moment, either virtually or in person. Welcome, welcome. I want to thank those that came out last Sunday for our annual cookout. Boy, that was a beautiful day. The weather was gorgeous. The fellowship was amazing. And we're going to host another cookout towards the end of the summer. If you wish to be with us for that, stay tuned. Tomorrow evening, we have our very own Carol Pearson, who's going to facilitate the Science of Mind magazine group. And you don't have to subscribe to the magazine to hang out with Carol and get so much from that dialogue that she so skillfully facilitates. Thank you, Carol. We have coming up on Tuesday, June 14th, a town hall gathering where we'll get updates on our community and share in spiritual practice together. And if you haven't seen it, we're holding a virtual 50-50 raffle with a possibility of winning up to $4,000. The link is on the front page of our website, and you gotta play to win. I think that sounds like the lottery a little bit. You gotta play to win. So we hope that you'll join and support and have fun and all of that goodness with Columbia CSL. Links on all of these events can be found on our website calendar at columbiacsl.com events, or you can email us at info@columbiacsl.com. All right. So any updates on the texting? We're going to get it. We're getting it. All right. We're going to keep going, and we'll provide it in a bit. Before we close, we're going to unite in consciousness as we call in our new senior minister. Our ministerial search committee that I have the honor of being a part of with a number of folks. I so appreciate the way in which we've engaged with one another to work diligently in creating a ministerial package that's ready to be presented and submitted to Home Office. We're so excited, and I hope you are as well. The groundwork was laid through a co-creation process that many of us were involved in, and our intentions have been set forth with both faith and conviction. What a combination that is. So we're going to be reading the New Minister Sacred Covenant. You can see it on the screen. Let's read it together. I'm sorry? Absolutely. So Reggie is saying, for those that are with us right beside you, you have one as well. Let's go. Let's start. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with His life, that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for our beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express God, I therefore know that my new minister is a revelation of God as love. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God, for it is written, wherever you are, whatever you do, be love. Rumi. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as a gracious expression of divine love, wholeness, and light. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself, for I am inspired to live and love each day with God as my source of inspiration. I am awakening my understanding of my divinity and the divinity of all. I am demonstrating the truth, wisdom, and wholeness of God. I am being an example of caring, acceptance, and generosity in our community and beyond. I am being a light in the world while living and teaching the principles of science of mind. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful. God is gracious, and so it is. Thank you so much. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being a part of our spiritual family, both today and into the future. And to be in the know about upcoming events, you can check out the announcement slides that will be following the conclusion of our service. And you can find the events on our calendar on our website, columbiacsl.com. Is it slash or backslash? I think it's backslash events. And before our benediction, let us make some joyful noise. We are going to close with a song, A Light in This World, also known as I Am a Light by Donna Michael. And you can see the lyrics for this song on the screen.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. light this world, and we shine, we shine, and we shine, we shine, and we shine so bright, and we shine, we shine, and we shine, we shine, and we shine so bright. We shine, shine, we shine, shine, we shine, shine, we shine, shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we
Reverend Jim, come on up for benediction, please. And if you can ask the practitioners to come up too.
Oh, yeah, sure. All practitioners come up too and join me in this benediction so that anyone who needs treatment after service would be happy to support you. The simplest benediction for today would simply be, go and be light. But since there's a Baptist minister under my belt who has these long benedictions, I'll embellish just a little. There is one power, one source, one force for good. That force is simply light, perfect, whole, complete, and irrepressible. And that source of light and that force for light lives within us as we are one with it. So as we go remembering and recognizing ourselves as that light. As we go as that light, we bring that light wherever we are, and all shall know the presence of God. All shall know the peace of God. All shall know the good of God and the intention of God that is for our greatest good. All shall know love as we are the light. Let this be so, and so it is. Amen. Yes.
Sometimes it feels like my heart is stuck in a revolving door. It can get me down so much I don't even want to mess with it anymore. Oh, that too familiar feeling, oh, I know it well, but I don't let it get too far. No, no, I'm too good at staying cool now. Yes, I am learning the art, and I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know it ain't in my hands. No, I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know, though I do not understand, my soul's always got something better planned. When the shadow comes creeping in like a thief from my past, I turn on the light by remembering only my soul knows my path. And I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know it ain't in my hands. So I'm getting good at letting go, yeah. Getting good at giving it over, 'cause I know, though I do not understand, my soul's always got something better planned. And I am unburdened, yes, I am free when I believe. Hey, if I just keep trusting, if I keep the faith, I know I'll see. When I let go, and I know when I let go, yeah. Oh, my soul's always got